What's going on, everyone? Jack here from Half Chrome, and this is the K160, and it is a remote control helicopter that I kind of crashed a little bit. Actually, we even still have some grass there in the rear propeller. I want to tell you a little bit about this and kind of the difference between flying a helicopter versus a standard 4-blade drone. Alright, so what we're looking at here is pretty much a standard beginner helicopter. This is about $80. There's no camera on it. We got some lights. It has an internal brushless motor, and then we have a brushed tail motor on the back here. That's pretty comparable to basically a lot of the helicopters in this price range. Now it has a 6-axis gyro and altitude stability, so that makes it a little bit easier to fly. Now I recently just reviewed the K170, which I have over here. You can see this one's a little bit larger. I think this one here, the 160 that I'm talking about now, was a little bit more nimble, a little more agile. And if you're not used to flying helicopters, it's a lot different than flying a drone. You don't have the 4 rotors of controller. You really just have this big one and then this small tail rotor, so it takes some getting used to, which means on my son's very first flight, he crashed like 5 seconds in and kind of messed up this canopy. To be fair, I crashed this thing a bunch myself. Now the place to fly this is not your backyard, it is in an open park, right? Take this to an open park and get some practice flying if you haven't flown one of these before. They're just not quite as stable or as maneuverable, and they kind of float a little bit. You kind of get used to how they fly. It is a helicopter, not a drone. After a few flights and a few batteries and a few crashes, I kind of got the hang of this thing, and it is pretty much a blast. Put my little Insta360 Go camera on it, was able to capture some cool footage. Now helicopters are cool because they just kind of look cool. That's really the thing, right? They're small scale helicopters. They kind of look the part and they're fun to fly. Now you don't get FPV unless you're putting cameras on them or you're buying really expensive models. They come all sorts of flavors and varieties and price ranges. So before you buy something super expensive, buy a small lightweight one like this. You can crash it a bunch and learn to fly. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this design where you pull this nose cone off and that's where the battery is. It's a single cell 3.8 volt battery. You get 8 to 10 minutes per battery and you can fly about 100 meters away. Listen, don't fly this thing any further than that and keep it probably a little bit closer. It's going to be easier to maneuver and keep track of that way. But because it's only a single cell battery, you're not going to chop your fingers off. Yes, it'll hurt, and yes, you can do some damage, but it's not nearly as dangerous as something running on a 2-cell or a 4-cell battery. This one does have some fun lights and things that make it a little bit more interesting. You can see everything here is plug and play. We've got motor wires that just kind of plug into the flight controller, mostly lights and things like that. So easy to replace. The controller that comes with it is pretty basic. Down and out will start your motors. You also have a takeoff button and a speed button. Now 3 speeds: slow, medium, and fast. And if it's windy, make sure you have it in medium or fast. It's just going to be able to fight the wind a little bit better, but again, you're going to need a lot of space. Another thing you're going to want to make sure you know how to do is calibrate the gyro. If it's not acting right, both of the sticks down and to the right will kind of reset or recalibrate the gyro in here. So if you find it drifting, you can do that. There are trim buttons, but I'd recommend resetting the gyro or recalibrating the gyro. That's going to be really a lot more helpful, and I found that was what I needed to do to make it a little bit easier to fly. So yeah, RC helicopters, they're fun to fly, but definitely a different thing, more of just you're doing this for your own enjoyment. You're not taking pictures and video. It's an RC car that leaves the ground. If you're just looking for something fun to fly, yeah, start with something small and lightweight like this 60 or this 170, both cool looking airplanes. You find the one that you think looks neat, then you go with that. Now the 160 came in this box. It also came with some spare parts. We got another gear, another tail prop. We got the big props, a screwdriver. We got a shaft in there. Also got this landing pad or takeoff pad or mouse pad, if you will. That's it. Pretty basic. I got a charger for my battery. They make 1 and 2 battery packages. I'd suggest going for 2 batteries. I think it's an extra $5. It gives you another 8 to 10 minutes of flight. Charge them both up, and then you take it out to the park, and you let it rip. So what do you guys think? Should I do some more helicopter reviews, or should I stick to drones? Let me know in the comments down below. Or should I expand? Boats, RC cars? Done a few of those in the past. It's all fun. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. If you're looking for one of these things, we've got links down below. If I've got a coupon for it to make it a little bit cheaper, that'll be in the video description as well. Thanks for watching. Good luck, everyone, and happy flying. Now up. Don't hit the